Welcome back, everyone. Well, as you know, we're really interested in politics around here. I think that the democratic form of government by far is the best, and that, the whole idea that you get the idea in campaigns to learn about candidates and learn what they stand for and what they're looking for and what you need is just really fundamental. And joining me today is a frequent guest here on Look TV, our mayor, Joanne Yepsen. Good morning. So how are you?
I'm doing great.
Great, good. Well, we're not going to talk about horse racing and those kinds of things like we did over the summer. In the heat of the campaign, how's it going?
It's going really well.
Is it? Good.
This is the first time, though, that I've actually been mayor and running for mayor at the same time. So I can tell you that it's very, very busy.
One of the hot buttons, and we hear about this frequently, and I know you do, leadership. The city council meetings are frequently mentioned as an example of maybe not so much lack of leadership. I mean, we air these meetings. We see what goes on, and the viewers see what goes on. But it seems to be a hot button there. What's your philosophy about engaging people in these meetings?
Yeah, absolutely. We have some strong personalities on the council now.
You could say.
So we're all elected separately. Nobody runs, with each other. For instance, I'm running a very independent campaign because I know that I get votes from all parties and all different types of people. We have a very grassroots campaign. We have a very broad base of people because I'm meeting with homeless people and helping them, but also the top CEOs of the city and looking at ways that we can build our city and not sit back on our laurels. So I think the city council is an opportunity to have some debate. All I ever ask for is respect. And so as the mayor of this city, I have the power of the agenda and I run the meetings. And I do that with great care. I try to include everyone in the discussion. No one gets cut off. However, if it becomes disrespectful, I will adjourn the meeting, and I did that the other day because it got out of hand. So absolutely can't control what comes out of people's mouths or people's behavior. They're accountable to the voters for their own behavior and for their own words and actions. And I feel really good about my behavior at the council meetings and make sure that we're including people, that there's a healthy debate, and that everyone has an opportunity to represent the residents of this city in the way they feel is best. And I'm doing that, and I will continue to run the meetings with inclusiveness, but also, when needed, take control.
Got it. You know what, some people would argue that's a leadership issue. Other people would say, but that's how you find out really what the priorities are, people's minds. And that's not only the commissioners, by the way. We see that line of people, the public, coming in because they want their voices heard as well.
We have
That's really hard to manage.
Well, let me tell you, we have a very activated community, and I like that. It's one of the reasons I ran for mayor. After being county supervisor for 8 years, I wanted to be focused just on the city because we have a diverse population here in terms of socioeconomics. We have very many different ideas in our city, and that is their opportunity to come and talk to the council. We also get a lot of emails and phone calls, and we're trying to keep up with all of that because it's important that the residents know that we're listening, and that in my case, folding their ideas into my actions so that they know I'm representing them. But this community is very careful and concerned, and I'm grateful, really, to all the residents for being so involved. And they want to be more involved.
Well, you know what? If they feel that they're going to be heard, they will be involved. And then, that's, in some ways, that can be a real catch-22. But I do see that you really do try to get all the voices heard and then manage those responses.
Exactly.
And that's, a lot of people would argue that that's very good policy making.
And I have to say that regardless of some of the disrespect we might have been seeing over the last 2 years, which is unfortunate, we've accomplished a great deal.
That's right.
And we have never had, and other mayors who have served previous have said this to me, we have never had so many big controversial issues come down on the city all at once.
Well, one side of that, you've received an awful lot of endorsements. One, it just struck me. I don't mean to put you on the spot, But it did strike me when I saw that the firefighters and the police department, those are tough groups of people.
They
You know
are.
what? You've been a mayor for a couple of years. Again, you're that target, but you got endorsements from both of those organizations.
Yes.
So that really does prove, I think, what you're saying.
Well, it's really important to work with the working class and to work with our first responders. And when I walked through the doors as mayor, I had 7 unresolved contracts for labor unions. That's not responsible, it's not good budgeting, and it's not fair to the employees. So immediately I took hold of that. We've been using a lot of internal legal staff to try to save the voters and the residents money. And we're accomplishing a great deal. So we have already resolved and voted on 4 of the contracts out of 7. They're good contracts, they're fair to the taxpayers, but they're also allowing the first responders and the employees of the city to feel solid and secure, and because of that, they're going to be more productive.
We got 2 weeks to go. You going to get any sleep?
Probably not.
That's right. How are your shoes and your feet holding up?
The heels are wearing down.
They
We're
are.
doing a lot of canvassing. We are talking to as many people as possible. And of course, we've been doing that straight through the 2 years. But now is really the last effort to hear people's concerns, to respond to them, to try to hit as many doors as possible. It's great weather, and we plan to be out all weekend. We have multiple volunteers coming from all directions with all the endorsements with the women's groups and the environmental groups and the police and fire. And some of the other labor unions, they're all coming up to help, and I'm so grateful for that because our goal is to reach as many voters and residents as possible. And I'm going to be out there with them, and we are doing phone calls, and we have a lot of reaching people, and also just reminding them, because not everybody lives this and breathes this as much as you and I, but November 3rd is Election Day, and this is their opportunity to invest in the future of their city. So it's a really important election.
Yeah, it definitely is an important election. Well, Mayor, best of luck, and we'll see you on the other side.
Thank you.
Okay. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.